Lyrics. It's going on here with Ari. And I have somebody who said positive vibes. Before we get to that, we have to say big ups to our sponsors. Jameds International. Alright, you don't know, so you can follow their website at jamedsint.com. Make sure to follow them across our social media platforms as well. Make sure to subscribe to them YouTube channel also. I would say people have somebody in the building who say positive vibes, positive vibrations.
From a musical, I guess, royal family.
Indeed, so. Friend of the show too, Gramps Morgan.
There you go.
Bless up.
We're there.
Is it like no musical icon that's a part of it to know, like officially?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Wow. I forgot about that.
You forgot about it?
Yeah.
Because just recently, Grand Gala, it was at the Grand Gala presentation for Jamaica Independence.
Yeah. Wow.
Your family, really.
Yeah, man.
Morgan Heritage, they were given the status of musical icon by the Prime Minister. Yeah. First of all, like when I was reading it, I don't know if you watch your interview with Beanie where he said political.
Yeah.
So I was like,
my friend,
how did you get that one?
No, I mean, we put in the work, man.
Yeah.
You never, like I always tell people, you never make music, at least for me and my family, my brothers and sisters, and we say, okay, put out this expecting this as a reward. We just put out the work. And I believe who see it is going to see it and recognize it. I still think there are many different organizations that still hasn't seen reggae, that still hasn't seen dancehall music, that still hasn't seen a Jamaican culture.
Right.
There's still room to grow. There's still not a category at the Billboard Awards. We would like to see that. There's still a lot of work to be done. So for my government and my country to recognize me, let me have that, please, because Billboard is not seeing me.
No, when you say my government, you know.
Yeah.
That means something, Nina Gramps.
No, one of the things I always tell people is that, first of all, we want to say greetings in the name of the Most High Jah, Rastafari. And then the teachings of His Majesty tells me this, that no matter what country, this is the teachings of His Majesty. He says that whatever country that you enter into, you must always respect the government.
True.
Right? These are the teachings of where me learn via Christ. Right? So this is how we make Gramps. This is my DNA.
Yeah.
This is how me carry myself.
Jesus said, give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar.
Yeah. So wherever government, me go to wherever country, me going to respect the government. Yeah. Not a party or a Democrat, Republican, Labour, PNP. If that's the government, I respect the government.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Yeah. But we just it's good to say that, come and I say, yo, Gramps, I'll leave, all right, turn up. Sure.
You know that when it says my
that's
government.
about that means something. I think Ari wanted that to mean something. I took it for what you wanted it to mean.
Yeah. All good.
But what was that called like though? Because I mean, you know, was it the Ministry of gender and culture?
Yes.
Forgot the ministry's name, but yeah, Ministry of Culture. Like, did they call and reach out to your team and say, "Well,
they reached out to us and said, I think I was working on another project at the Buju Banton and Friends. There was something that was going on. No, it was the Ernest Smith show. Okay, and we bumped up, and she said, you know, I met Minister Grange, and she said, I've been knowing Babsy Grange for, almost 30 years. Yes, I remember one day she was managing Patra, Mad Cabra, Shabba Ranks, specialists, and the whole family. So that's family from years ago. Yeah. And Babsy Grange label called Orange Label actually put out the first Morgan Heritage on 45. You know? So that is the history. So it go way back. So she was like, it's time to honor you. Yeah. Gramps, you guys been working so hard. And I was like, oh, you serious? And she was like, yes. And, you know, I called it the rest of the family. And at the same time, what's funny enough that at the same time that we got the Icon Award, we were being honored in New York. At the same time, the United States government also honored us, because, you know, so born in Brooklyn and raised in Springfield, Massachusetts. So at the time, we we were both my sister was actually accepting an award from the US government via the Jamaica government in New York at the same time. So we are now in the Library of Congress.
Wow, really? Wait, for New York?
For New York, yeah.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah.
I think.
You see, that's why it's nice to have like a family like that where you can be in kind of two places at once representing.
Well, so I have a big up for the other call that I got. Apparently from Chris Brown himself to perform at Chris Brown and Friends. You all are the friends.
Yeah, that was right. It's where I am in my life, right? It's like, for me, it's like, I mean, when you start get close to 50, it's like, what haven't I done? What I would like left to do? So it's like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, all these parents are going to be bringing their kids to this show because they're like, Daddy, I want to see Chris Brown. It's like, me don't know no Chris Brown music. So me being added to the event was like, okay, you get a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So we can't hear 2 Gramps Morgan or 2 Morgan Heritage song and then all I drink and then my daughter can enjoy Chris Brown and ding dong. So I think it was quite brilliant.
That sounds like your daughter is like, Dad, can you just hurry up? It's time for Chris.
Yeah.
Even your daughter.
And let's be fair.
Yeah.
It was risky.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know what I mean? Because people are like, yo, Gramps, Gramps are up on that show, yeah.
Yeah, all other people that
so I know my people.
And even myself was like, Maria Gramps, I just don't think Gramps was right for this show. But apparently he personally requested you. So.
Yeah, it was, and the promoters, Mr. Ryan Burke, it was an energy of just, okay, let's set the night with a prayer.
Yeah.
Because bringing Chris Brown to Jamaica, I mean, let's be fair, that production was incredible. Like he took the production from what he was using in the States and brought it to Jamaica. So big up to the government and who was doing a war for clear all of the thing them to make a production like that in Jamaica happen. So Jamaica could have flex and look on the rest of the world and say, we
bring the
did
rest
that.
of them know.
And it's always good, especially as an artist, I can appreciate production. Like you see what Sumfest did this year, the production. You can just see the production and entertainment going to a next level. Earlier, you seen Burna Boy at the stadium. So, and I think
hear rumors of Usher next year.
Yeah. I heard the same thing.
Probably you in other rooms where these things are being talked.
And like, what's your thoughts on this though? Because when we're talking to Jay, the promoters of the show is like, it always feels like Jamaica is forgotten. Like we support these artists just as much. Maybe we don't buy as much albums as we really don't buy music, but we support them. And we support live music. So if we're not supporting their music in terms of buying it, but we'd love to see them perform. But it always feel like we're forgotten. At least the Caribbean on a whole. So like your thoughts on that, like where as a destination, like you think Jamaica can be, and the Caribbean on a whole can be a destination for
I think
major artists?
That's a great question. Thank you for saying that. I think Jamaica can be one of the premier. We've proven that. Many seem to forget, as we bring Celine Dion here, is we bring John Legend here, Jazz and Blues. So they've brought premier artists. What I think is happening is that because the music has transcended, now the modern man them where I mash up the place, like, how cool would it be to see Adele in Jamaica?
Oh.
Come on, right? I know we seen Burna Boy come mash at the place. We're seeing Chris Brown, and respect to Reggae Sumfest that has done it also over the years.
True.
So it just shows you that the appetite, and I always tell people that Jamaicans are connoisseurs of music, hence my album Positive Vibration. We was in the middle of the pandemic and I was just showing the world, say, yo, Jamaica love country music too. I mean, me grew up on country music and Rice and Peas I make on a Sunday. It's Kenny Rogers and Toots and the Maytals and Heptones and Yanis and then Stevie Wonder. So Jamaicans and Caribbean people on a whole is lovers of music. And I think that's coming back now that, promoters can say, wow, let's bring Chris Brown to the stadium on a level where, and people are looking, let me tell you something, the rest of the world is looking and saying, what? Chris Brown went to Jamaica? I'm gonna go to Jamaica. That's what's happening. So it's gonna be a trendy thing. And you hear songs about, Chance the Rapper wanting to come, like, so
the Black Star Festival, we spoke to Vic
So I think there's more to come, and I think we deserve it because not only that we love reggae and dancehall, but we're connoisseurs of music. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But you know what they did do with that whole album, though, Gramps? They cater to the white people as well. The white touristy people, they might love that island vibe. I feel like that was the main target audience for.
Because your album is quintessential.
Yes.
Reggae music, like, and I hear
really
the reggae.
Not even quintessential, but like reggae with a bit of country.
With a lot of country. I mean, it's a sound that I had in my mind even while I toured my brother them around the world from 99, 2000. And I say, why these two sounds sound familiar? In reggae, we tell stories, right? And in country music, they're storytellers. You got to know when to fold, know when to walk away, know when to run. You shouldn't count. Those are stories.
And just to support the point, Gramps basically kind of tap into that years ago.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So it's been a thing where it's been on my mind. And then when the pandemic happened, I say, you know what? I met a friend of mine by the name of Johnny Reed and met him at a hockey game. I went to a hockey game with some friends. I'm like, okay, there's nothing to do. The place I get for shut down.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 2 days later, the NBA shut down and then the world started shut down.
Yeah.
So when I met Johnny Reed now, which is a singer from Canada, and he's the one that produced the album with me. He was the overall producer. And I just allowed myself to be the artist and told him my dream. I said, yo, I want to work and be a better songwriter. And he said, all right, mate. He's from Scotland. He's like, all right, mate, let's just come to the studio. And then by the time I went to the studio the next day. I went to the studio the next day and he was like, mate, you got a hell of a voice. But he heard of reggae, of course. He was a big Beres Hammond fan, by the way. And I'm like, yo, he said, Beres big? And then he said, man, I love your voice, mate. Let's try to do something. And he played me a song called Runaway Bay. Which the song was written already. And that's one of the things. It's not every artist. It's not every artist is a songwriter. No? And it's not every songwriter can be an artist. And what I did in that moment was allow myself to just be an artist. Because we write, "Do I feel dread to be right?" And she's still loving me. I'll be down by the river. All these songs, I would sit down and write. But I allowed myself to be led and forget what I knew and just humble myself and say, take me to the promised land. This is what I'm hearing. Me hear reggae and country being blend because the sound been in my brain for a few years. And then finally we just went 1 day a week, 2 day a week. Me not go for next week. Never say 2 years we sit down and no artist not tour. And then I finally me and him look on each other one day and say, how much song record? He said, mate, we got 18 songs, mate. I said, 18 songs? And then we was like, okay, look, you want to put out the album? And I said, yeah. He said, let's do it, mate. And him say, then at the time, Bobby Digital passed away. And my uncle had passed away like the week before. And the funeral was that same man. The same man I was attending my uncle's funeral online. Uncle David, rest in peace. The same man I'm attending the funeral online. Remember the online funeral?
Yeah, remember that.
That was my uncle.
Such a time.
And then bring that back, by the way.
Yeah. And then Bobby Digital passed away that same morning. So I was in a down mood and went to the studio and Johnny Reed said, mate, cheer up, mate. Cheer up, man. Go in and put your voice on this song. And then I went in and said, if you give a little more than you take, I've heard up there the streets of people like you. And the two I would look on each other and go, so, wow, that's different. That's special. And I said, let me send it to a few of my friends to listen. And I sent it to Irish and Chin. Chin was the first person I sent that song for. Chin bust that tune in. And it bust within dancehall. So how strange a song like that bust in a dancehall setting. Reason being, it go back to what you say, that Jamaicans are connoisseurs of music. Right? So
we
it was like hip hop. We just want it song good. I'm like, bam, 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 big chant. Are we that? That's our culture. And I sent it to him and he said, Gramps, you know what this you do? I say, Chin, you not like it? And he said, Gramps, this tune is massive. And let's be frank, that was a gamble as well. I was like, yeah, where Gramps I do? Go and make a sound like the original roots. But I've been there and done that. So for me, it was just like, I want to be able to lead the next generation, because one of the things that's missing in Jamaica music industry is mentorship. It's like every artist wants to rule forever. If we don't take our experience and start to share with those who want to listen, because enough of them don't listen neither. But there are some young artists that want to listen and want to be led. And that's where I am in my life. And so I was like, why, if it win, we win. If we lose, we lose. I know based on my experience that is a good sound.
So even that's in your stage of your career, you still feel like things are risky for you?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay.
I mean, Gramps Morgan being on a show with Chris Brown and Ding Dong on TJ. That's risky. Right? But guess what? Some of those kids for the first time is the first time they're going to see Gramps Morgan. And I want them to see the possibilities of opening up their musical ear to different music. To be experimental, but at the same time be risky, take risks. The only way you get success is with risk.
I mean, even how you performed the night was pretty risky. I think you could say was the most different performance.
Yeah, it's somber. And as you said, it was a way of kind of, bless up the place.
Bless up the place.
Yeah.
Because
you don't have the smoke machine to Grams.
No.
I remember seeing smoke.
He was in
was
red.
there smoke? I don't remember.
No, I know you had on the red suit.
Yeah, I had on red. But for me, it was like, it was about Jamaican artistry, right? Because there's so much talent. It's like you guys. I'm a fan of the Fix, right? We're mid up on tour and I don't have television. I'm in the middle of Germany and it's pure German TV. I go to YouTube and I'm watching the Fix and watching the Ninja Man interview and then watching this guy interview and watching. I mean, those are classic Fix interviews that is legendary, right? So for me, it's me enjoying my culture, and it just shows you that, like, you guys know the conversation we had early. I think you guys are born to take over the world. Those are the possibilities, but are the connections there? Is there a mentorship there? I mean, I say, boy, I want to start my own Fix too. I want to that youth there with the blind ear, so pant up I me. And think I am alone can be host, and that is the thing.
There's somebody saying that.
I'm just saying, we know our people, right? So there's somebody out there that's ready to tear you down with, and I say, you're dressed, your red shirt not bright enough, are here not done right, that's just us.
There's a lot to do.
That's just us. But for me, I want to be there based on the experience that I've been there and say, yo, check out this camera. Maybe we can upgrade this. Maybe we can upgrade the microphones. Let's get some props. Let's get the proper lights and take it to the next level. And
so you're still learning too, and like you're
absolutely. Then if we didn't know it all, it would have big, I wouldn't be here.
A lot of the culture could do with mentorship.
Yeah.
How are you with that though? Do people approach you to be their mentor, like younger artists? And
all the time. And one of the things I like to do with Carl, to keep it real. If me see as a fisherman, I'm gonna say, don't do it. Keep fishing. Because
you're a hater.
No, it's not a hater. It's called.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it's called reality. I'm saving you a lot of stress, because the music business is not easy.
No,
the entertainment industry is not easy. Never mind you having to grow on the process of growing along your journey. You're going to have haters and bad mind people and people that want to block you. So if you really truly don't have the talent, I'm going to say, based on my statistics and the research and the data, here it is. You do not qualify, right? And that's why I used to say many years, I say certain things shouldn't pass Norman Manley Airport.
This is true.
Because it hasn't been vented and tested at home. And there's a lot of artists, like I always talk it, Ghost. Ghost is a superstar. I saw it before I saw Popcorn years ago. I said, this kid is a superstar. The same element you saw in Ninja Man, Shabba Ranks, that's superstar. And there's artists and you have superstars.
You have artists, you have star, you have superstar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I've seen them all. And I've seen a lot in Jamaica that no bust out yet. And Ghost is one of them. Ghost is a superstar.
You're not wrong. Like, I've seen Ghost perform like 3 times now. And I'm just like, this man it's like him a perform like he's Michael Jackson in his head.
No, whenever I'm performing, I have it in mind with teeth to show me.
Don't book him if you don't want to.
If you don't want it, if you don't want to take a show, you don't want the show to be stolen.
That's the energy it should be, man. And so that's where I am now. And still, there's, I mean, like you said earlier, like it wasn't intentional to say, okay, to build an audience, but to build a album for a particular audience. It was just, I wanted to do something that I didn't do before. I have never done before. Hence, we have the new Morgan Heritage album, which is a world beat album, a global album with all kind of artists from Africa. Shatta Wale, who was featured on the Beyonce song. Morgan Heritage and Beanie Man, which has never been done before. Morgan Heritage and Popcorn. Morgan Heritage and Busy Signal. Morgan Heritage and Baby Sham. So this is something like, okay, what y'all going in the studio and do the same thing you did 2-3 years ago. You become predictable.
Yes.
So we don't want that because we are musicians first before even singer, and we're producers. But a lot of when we come to Jamaica and move at Jamaica and go to St. Thomas, we humbled ourselves to King Jammies and Bobby Digital to say, teach us your way. Teach us what you know. That's the only way I go grow you. If I did go in a Bobby Digital studio and say, yo, I don't know a 10 album, I don't produce right in a Bobby, what you talk about? No.
Like even that was a question I had in mind for you, like how difficult it is for you not to go back to the well that, works, but, have that appetite to want to try different things.
Man. Good question. See the fix. That's silent.
I do things that you don't really use to like, because sometimes that you artists reach that certain stages like them there at a crossroads and then just end up go back to the well because them say, this works.
I'll tell you this.
And sometimes them try things and it's not good.
That's true.
I'll tell you this. That it was one of my biggest issues. Shout out to Johnny Reed, Halo Entertainment, Tracy Wilder, who administered the Gramps Morgan Experience brand, which is now based on just fun and sun and, go with your family and make great love to your wife and enjoy life. That's the Gramps Morgan brand currently, right?
Positive vibration.
Positive vibration.
I get that from
I had to humble brethren. Me like how you asked me that question because I've been there, done that, win Grammys, blah, blah, this, been there, toured the world. I learned to shut my mouth and listen because this man come in your life for a reason, and I had to and there were times when I say, yo, Bobby, I said the tune go get RFM. You want them tonight to fix them to get the video yet? And he, not Bobby, but Johnny, and he's like, mate, just slow down, man. We got to do this thing right. And what he showed me is that a lot of times one of the biggest problems with radio in Jamaica today is that there's a lot of soundman and club DJs on the radio, right? And so when you listen to the song, I'm upon, we hear that tune, you don't hear what the name of the song. You don't know which label it depend. You don't know when the album will come, and you don't know the name of the artist, but the tune bad. This destroys.
And of them try to get over themselves in regards to their personality.
But you're not in a club bridge, you're on a radio. So you have a job to introduce the record, tell the weather, and tell the time, right? But a lot of time, these artists suffer from that. So you go up on the stage, and we all do it. But wait, I didn't sing that tune there.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. Because the man with busted tune didn't do his job for 3 months.
So we know the song.
Yes. And then on top of that, Jamaican radio, we don't work records. Man said that tune, may I play that tune 2 months now. Along them tune all. You can't do that. That doesn't happen in America. They work songs. They work a single. There's a video. There's a lyric video. And they work the song for 4 months. With today's attention span for kids on TikTok.
Micro.
Let me give you the numbers. Do you want the data?
Yeah, give us.
Breaking news right here on the Fix. Before it was 8 seconds. It's down to 3 seconds now.
Wow. So a literal goldfish.
Yeah, so you post something, in 8 seconds, the consumer is going to do a
swipe.
Next. So if you don't catch them in that 3 seconds, so that's why me and Chris Brown show was risky. But guess what? Jamaica is a God-fearing country.
Yeah.
So the energy that I came, it was very solemn. It was easy, and I was ready to go to war. Them said, come on, Gramps. But
you are ready to go to war.
No, I'm joking, but they were just
narrated, man.
Jamaica, they enjoyed themselves, right? But like me said, there's certain things that's wrong with our entertainment industry, and guess what? One of them is not. We don't lack talent.
No.
We like mentorship.
Yeah.
That is the problem. And that's why I had love when Shaggy took on the project with Spice. And you see, if you listen to the album and song topic. It was like go down there.
You could tell that there was some mentorship there. Somebody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So imagine if just 10 of the artists that have had success. Imagine if Shabba was mentoring somebody. Ninja Man, which he has, Bounty Killer, who has done a dozen.
Yeah.
But I think he breaks them with live performance, not necessarily in the studio making records.
Okay.
And one of the things that I noticed that, and you see all of our babies. One of them named Burna Boy. He's a baby of reggae dance. We birthed him. That's our child. When you look at Stone Boy, those are our children. All these younger Shatta Wale, Pato Rankin.
Talk about even the Latin stars, Latin America, J Balvin, reggaeton.
Daddy Yankee, mami. So these are our babies. So I think at some point we have to do this, and I think it will help to. At this point with certain artists, some of my artist friends, my friends, I think it's time for mentorship. I think it's time that we take a few artists and say like this and say, hey, because quite frankly, a lot of us are getting tired. And it's a lot of us that is doing it at a certain level are getting tired, right? God, despite, when we look and see Freddie McGregor and what he's still doing just to worry on him. Came on stage at some place. This man loves music. Right? He's ready to go out to the end like Chucky because he loves music and the Rasta militancy there.
It's clear.
But who's next? Right?
I think this is an important message that you have put forth, Gramps, because a lot of the youths them right now in reggae and in dancehall, they feel that the elder artists them out there, they're not willing to mentor them. Them do them thing. And the feeling amongst the young people, make we do our thing because we don't really a mentor anyway, so stop criticizing because whenever I say something about it, usually it's negative and usually in the pejorative. So why not mentor low way?
Yes. And a few other superstars I see, Jada Kingdom. I think she's a superstar. Superstar. Let's say it again.
Superstar.
We just want to just clean up certain things.
There go. And that's what the
things.
mentorship is. You don't have to be, we call it, what you have to do is sugar the pill, Jada. We've had this conversation. Just sugar the pill.
Mind the pill card.
No, that's sugar. You can't give a baby chicken bone, right? He might go choke, right? So, and Skilly Bang. Skilly Bang, wicked artist. Next one in him, when I'm jumping at the pool.
Skeng. Yes.
I think this guy's a rock star.
Yes. We say, dancehall rock star.
So I think he's a rock star, but it's just certain things to, get
tweak.
Yeah, just tweak, and just clean it up and then present it to the world. But the kid, half of the guys in hip hop can't perform. Like this guy, he ignites a stage when he must jump on, and I'm like, this thing just needs some local guidance.
Most Jamaican artists are great live performers. Like them know how to entertain.
Even some of the younger ones that get a lot of criticism too. Like them can do them thing. Them just need mentorship.
Man, I've been watching, man. I'm saying he's a fan of the fix. So I watch and soon I bring on some young artists that I have never heard of in my life. And I'm like, what are these guys doing? And then I went and researched. I'm saying, that one this song good though. I go and do my homework. It's important. I got to serve my country.
You bring up statistics.
Yeah.
So one thing that was reported, at least by the Observer, I think, was that 8 of the biggest European reggae festivals have warned of a dim future for Jamaican music, citing a huge 50% drop in audiences combined with skyrocketing artist fees and up to 3 times previous rates in the face of a growing preference for other genres of music on the continent. When you see reports like that, first of all, do you see that happening when you tour and what do you think about these reports?
I think it's a great report. I think it's a great report. The numbers are the numbers though, right? And when you go, like Morgan and I just went to Europe last year. My father passed away last year.
Condolences, by the way.
Thank you so much. And the festivals were full, but the numbers weren't fully back there. But let's be frank here. Let me tell you something. Promoters. If the artist is doing the numbers, they're in the business. Some of these promoters don't even like these artists. They don't listen to some of these artists' music.
Wow.
But they're into the business of music.
Yeah.
Right? They're in the promotion business. So if an artist is selling tickets, he should be paid. Because when other genres are, look at Afrobeats, for instance, that just come with here. Like Burna Boy is earning 6 figures, right? Great performer. He's incredible. Pay the man, right? But if it's a new artist that nobody knows and he's not selling tickets, how can you demand, say, hey, give me $30,000, $40,000? It doesn't make sense. It's financial suicide, right? But if you have an artist where hot, like, for example, I don't mean to call names, but some of my friends, Skilly Bang, right? From St. Thomas. Amazing. Whap, 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 whap. Boom. Okay. The song is a hit amongst the kids. It's a TikTok sensation. People want to see the man. Pay the man. The minute Skilly Bang that you stop doing those numbers, you can't demand those numbers again. And guess what? Promoters are into the numbers game. So I'm saying if an artist is doing the numbers, pay them.
Yeah.
But if they're not doing the numbers, artists don't demand ridiculous amount of money. Or you're gonna say, oh, you have one song and y'all say, well, I need $30,000-$40,000. Doesn't work like that because can you do that 5 nights a week?
Yeah.
Can you get on stage? All right, I'm gonna pay you $50,000 or $30,000, whatever that number is. And you're gonna get on stage and this audience that I've spent millions to bring to Summer Jam, so to speak. I was one of the festivals and they're waiting to hear one song. Is that fair to the consumer?
That's what I was saying. Like, you know, it is you, because you have to mention that they have the one song, but you can't charge an astronomical amount a fee for one song.
Go and build the market. Young kids, young artists, go and build the market. It's like if I got an offer right now to go and play Beijing, I'm taking it probably for free. I would play I would pay the show for free. Why? It's a new audience. Number one, let me do some business with you right here on the Fix. It's a new market. It's 1 billion people in the country. So if I go there, establish myself for free, it's quite possibly they're going to call me back in 6 months to a year. And then I can say, okay, I have proof of concept.
Yeah.
Were you entertained on the Fix? Right? Now you're going to say, okay, pay the man.
Yeah.
Because he has a thing called proof of concept. If I don't have proof of concept, don't pay me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more younger artists or established artists wanting exorbitant fees for them performances.
Well, currently it's the new young artists, I think they're saying. But I think older artists fall into that trap sometimes too. I think my family falls into that trap sometimes. Every artist falls into that trap. Because we all want to be paid. But I'm saying, like, Abuja Bantan, he doesn't fail. A Cocotti don't need a hit record for mash up a stage show.
No.
Sizzla Kalonji, they don't need a hit record for mash up a stage show. Capleton, and I can go on and on. And then you guys, I want to put out the artists, they man put a question mark. Can they mash up a stage show? Can they hold an audience for 45 minutes? You know who they are. But we know that the Derricks can. We know that the Butchers can. The Capleton, the Sizzlers. I think my family, Morgan Heritage can. And on. Taurus Riley, Romy and Virgo. These are my friends.
So, and I guess that's the balance that needs to be straight because, you know, you want, everybody thinks that they're worth $1 million, you know, even though they're not valued.
Yes, true.
And, I don't know if you want to put it.
In defense of my young artists and older artists, it's not only reggae and dancehall do that.
That's you're right. Yeah.
So I don't want them start pick on the reggae and the artists and promoters wherever you are. Don't pick on us because you have the same issue with R&B artists, hip hop artists, and pop artists.
I guess it's just with the surrounding atmosphere of the growing genre and the diminishing of interest. Yes, exactly. The growing genre of Afrobeat and reggaeton and the seemingly diminished interest in reggae music and dancehall music. I guess with that as well in the background.
Them shouldn't be disappointed or discouraged. Be happy for us. A long time we have suffer. You know, much long time artists in Africa want bus and finally them get a Burna Boy. Easy, man. You know much people in probably a feed. Easy, man.
Okay.
So you understand me? I say, you know much artists from Jamaica come home and feed poor people in them community where them come from. So all of a sudden no one listen to me.
So no cause for concern on your part, reggae's part?
As far as reggae part?
Yeah. when hearing these reports?
No, for me, I mean, I've heard this conversation before many years ago, you know, but the numbers are the numbers. Now I've turned into a businessman. I'm into real estate now and got my own CBD line, so I understand business. I know I'm world travel. There was one time I was like, yo, Sebastian, hey, what I'm talking about? Now when you travel the world, you've been to India and Japan and you
Talk
say,
to Scottish people. Yeah.
it's talking to Scottish people. You're like, wait a minute, take it easy.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn here.
Yeah.
You know, be humble and see how other people live, what other people eat, what other people like to listen to, how other people dance. So for me, it's a thing where as the music in Jamaica is growing and these artists, they just need guidance. And I'm saying, if the artist is selling tickets, pay them. If they are not, then artists do not demand numbers that you cannot fill. That's just business.
When is it that you felt you got to that point, by the way?
Say again?
When is it that you felt that you got to that point where, you know, you're able for easy and cool and...
I just think experience, man. Experience teacheth wisdom, you know? And, you know, start having babies and start looking at a little version of yourself when listen and say, man, that was me one time. I heard the stories of me. I said, no, give me. You know,
and
that's
like you have to look for yourself and say, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah. So when you go through experiences like that and you go into relationships and see how, you know, that's what allowed me to sing a song like A Woman Like You with so much endearment and passion, because I know how many women I have hurt in my life. And then my maturity is now become my eye and my guidance. So now the appreciation for the female gender.
Yeah.
It's like, man, there's nothing I could ever say or do to deserve the love of a woman like you. So you sing that with a different passion and say, girl, you're born.
Maybe sexually from a sexual where we objectify them.
That's even butterfly, you know, like, well, it's a butterfly, man. That's like a body,
It's a perfect song. Like, can I ask you, like, what was the inspiration? Like, you have a daughter that you had to give away or something?
It's a twofold. And like I remember I told you, I allowed myself to just be the artist and have great songwriters help me to write these songs. It's a big difference than when I said, she's still loving me. And now there's play on words. God, there's people that sit down every day and write songs. They do nothing else. So you add that on now with a singer, somebody that can sing decent, you're going to get something special, right? So for me, when that song was written, it was like, it was a special part of my life, because it's a father to a daughter where him say, you've been in the dark with your restless heart long enough, waiting for the light with your eyes shut tight and your wings wrapped up. That's songwriting.
Sure.
But we don't talk like that every day.
No, we don't.
I say, no, you've been in the dark with your restless heart long enough, and you're saying,
it doesn't hit the same.
No, we don't talk the same.
It's all the eyes shut tight thing that could have mean all heap of thing too.
Exactly.
Right?
It's called personification.
Yeah.
Right? And then at the same time, my father had passed away, and I just remember him laying on the bed with his eyes shut tight, with his wings wrapped up before he passed. So you see how you write a song that can not just be for a gender or a specific purpose.
Multi-generational.
Right. So it's the song can be used for more than one thing. So it's talking, the true meaning is about a father and his daughter, and he's giving her away at the end. You can see the music video that he gives her away, that, you know how hard it is for a father raise a daughter and then give her away. You know what kind of emotions that is when he used to probably watch her go to school and watch him mother change her pampers and feed her porridge, and know him say a man no go take away him daughter and carry in her bedroom.
It's a feeling. Me don't want to experience it. I don't want to. Me personally, I don't want to experience that. I don't want no girl pin.
Do you have a daughter too?
Yes, man.
You have a daughter. Okay, So that was the experience for you too, where it was difficult for you too.
It made me reflect, because at the time, the song didn't come when my daughter was born, right?
Okay,
So I don't have daughter already. But it also made me reflect and say, I know my daughter You know, it make you rethink. It make you rethink. Hey, music is so powerful.
It is.
And for me, in the pandemic, if in the pandemic you didn't learn to do something new or change or grow, you're not a change for change. Because when you get 2 years to take time and looking at yourself and say, what do I want? I have this time to do a new business, grow my business, become a better person. So for me, in that time, it was becoming a better father, becoming a better son, becoming a better husband. I wanted to become better in every way. So I started studying everything.
So you really use the time to it wasn't the worst thing to you.
No, man. The most is me put on look weight, and it was just like, I mean, we all gain weight, right? And it was like, okay, where I go on, you know, and all right, but music really saved a lot of us. You know, I was having this conversation with Barris, and Barris recorded hundreds of songs, hundreds. And even though, I mean, it's so inspiring. I just remember the conversation I'm having with him, and I'm inspired now. Like, yo, I'm gonna start nothing yet. I still got work to do. And it just is where I am in my life now. Like, I want to experience different things and help, because I've been there. The man is given 7 scores and 3 scores and 10, which is 70 years old. And I just don't believe that you should work your whole life, work till 65, and be promised that you can retire at 65. And enjoy the last 10 years of your life? Does that make sense? Those are bad numbers. You have to work for 60 odd years just to enjoy 5 or 10. That doesn't make sense. So for me, time is no. And no, me just start sip of rum. Just now, before I had my rum through black cake, Christmas cake, because I don't drink or I don't smoke ganja.
Too, but you're starting on the album, no water in your whiskey.
No water in my whiskey. But if the person...
I bear bossy though.
No, I think it was a Scottish man.
He did not.
It was a Scottish man.
It was a Scottish man that's talking about whiskey, but the way we were sitting down and the way him say, whiskey and the culture, this is me now learning the white man culture and what they do for fun. And we play Ludi and all a vibe, and you know, see, boss, I give these are Heineken. They have whiskey and have a mate and do the dancing shuffle. And for me, we started to have this conversation, and him started telling me about Scottish heritage and how close it is. If you listen to the Scottish and Ireland accent, it's very close.
Very close to Jamaica,
All right. So you see all the culture, that is Gramps. I'm the bridge. That's what I want to do. I want to bridge cultures. I want to bridge us with all, because Jamaicans, we're so special. We're so super. We got the fastest people in the world, the best music, the best food. Travel and see for yourself and see how you're gonna miss your Jamaican food. So that's what Gramps wants to be. I want to show the beautiful side. I want to show our beautiful beaches, the people who are working at our hotels. I want to show them off and tell their story and say, hey, welcome to Jamaica in a different way. In Gramps Morgan way. And
you did that with this album. Very positive vibrations.
So whiskey is really that song where you say, it said, don't put no water in my whiskey. It's really, I said, don't come with your bad vibes. Because whiskey is alcohol and it's strong. But what happens when you pour water upon whiskey? It dilutes. So if me, I don't know that I go. Imagine a man just bust through that door and I say, yo, I go and fix the pan. I say, hey. He just put water in the whiskey.
And ruined the vibes. That's okay.
So I had fun writing with Johnny Reed, man. Just mixing the Jamaican culture. I mean, the album was recorded between Nashville, Tennessee, Toronto, Canada, and Kingston, Jamaica.
Wow.
So it was...
Yes, and definitely country vibe with Nashville.
For sure. And I want to invite you now. I promise you guys the fix we're going to do. I promise you. We're going to do a show live from Nashville, Tennessee. And there's a lot of Jamaicans there. And they're coming in drones.
Oh my God, with the barbecue.
Come on, I say, oh boy, look like a market there. So they're there and opening up them little jerk stand, and the culture is spreading. I'm like, yo, we can't go to Miami and we go to New York. Go some Arkansas and go Wyoming and wave the flag. I say, yo, Jamaica, pam. So you have to understand, when we jump on that plane, we are ambassadors.
Yes.
We have to be responsible for our people and who we represent. So when you go up on a plane, carry yourself respectively. When you walk through the airport, carry yourself, because people's going to say that's a Jamaican.
True.
And most of the time, the people them that come to Jamaica through tourism and meet the people them in at the hotel, they say, Jamaica's such a loving people. Oh my God, they were so nice. And we went to the hotel. Their jerk chicken was so amazing, and I had a red stripe, and my daughter got her hair braided, and they go back with this thing.
Yeah.
That is the real Jamaica.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not wrong.
But it's
just a part.
It's just a part. So if we can reverse that and have all of Jamaica like that.
Yeah.
So my thing is that they look at you to come from St. Thomas that has never been to the grill. Me, Gramps, want inspire him. Say, yo, go on the grill and go enjoy it.
Yeah.
And see what it is.
You're not wrong, because a lot of people in some impoverished communities in Jamaica.
St. Thomas never passed Marant Bay
See
yet.
it there? And let's talk about that, because I know that you're supposed to you're doing developmental work in St. Thomas. And is it an ancestral home for the Morgan family?
Well, we have our home, which my father established in 95. Which he named it the Heritage Estate. And when you come to the gate,
rich.
Heritage Estate welcomes your children.
Yeah.
And I was like, but Daddy, this is your place. I mean, eventually we started putting money into it. And when he passed away, this was left as his inheritance to his children. So we have a responsibility to maintain that. But of course, I'm going to buy a house in Mexico and one in New York and one in Ghana. So in St. Thomas now, I bought a property there and was working with a developer. And when I saw the development, which we're talking about, it's called Suncoast Beach Club.
Yeah.
People, if you want to see the North Coast on the eastern side of Jamaica, Suncoast Beach Club is leading the way.
Because that's a new development that's happening. I know. Yeah.
And when you see Kevin Firth, his vision, for me, it made me get a little emotional, because my father saw that vision when he see the blue water out there. I said, why we can't have big hotel out here? So and was enough people say, I want to the Madrasa, man.
It seemed like a forgotten parish.
It seemed like a forgotten parish, but now eyes are waking up. So to see this growth, and you have things. When we started East Fest, Popcorn was going to school with my brother at Marant Bay High School. Yeah. Me and Popcorn, I like my brother, and I just don't put our relationships out like that. But Popcorn, I will look at brother at St. Thomas and come from.
You ever big him up too, for real?
That's I will look at brother. He went to school with my little brother. They went to Marant Bay High School. So to see him grow, and I know you have Unruly Fest. The parish is growing in a positive way. I know you see development like that, and I just want to inspire a lot of the artists to say, yo, don't buy too many pretty car, Range Rover and jewelry, because eventually every artist get cold one day. Every one of them.
True.
Every one of them. Every one of us is going to get cold. So, but you see, dirt, it only goes up in price.
You're not wrong.
And St. Thomas is one of those places. So that's another way I want to mentor is, all right, Skilly, you make money.
Show the business side, right?
Invest. Invest back in a country. Not necessarily like, okay, you got something in America and something in England and something in London, but invest in Jamaica, because Jamaica's the future. It's going slow, and we have our issues we all know about. But we want to encourage them to say, yo, invest. So Suncoast Beach Club is just one of those properties, and me and my brothers is also working on other real estate projects to really help to grow the parish.
In St. Thomas?
In a St. Thomas, man. So, and Popcorn is also doing good stuff. We're meeting and say, yo, let's stay focused. Let's have fun, enjoy your life, because you only live once, but let's do some things that is going to live on when we're not here in flesh.
Gramps, as a day attack, and this is probably the last question for the interview. I can't help but think about certain people, the current conversation surrounding Rastafari upon the ground, all right?
Yes.
And say that
Rastafari upon the what?
Upon the ground.
Yes.
On the ground. Okay. On the internet streets and all these things. And they hear you talk now about you're being business savvy and business minded.
Yes.
To a lot of people that may come off as you compromising Rastafari in order to do that.
Let's go.
Because no people that's them priests say, yo.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
It's not about capitalism.
Okay, Rastafari be about, and all these things. So how you feel about that conversation? Fix special.
Ooh, the fix. Let's dig in. They want to see me dirty and ashy. And that they want to see. Every sector of people on the earth has evolved and grown and built wealth. A lot of times we have social commentary and we want to be in the conversation, but we never think about the process to have a seat at the table to have this conversation. And if you're not at the table, you can't make change. That's number one. Number two, education is so important. During the time of Rastafari, and I don't want to, because some of the Rastafari elders will say, yo, you tell that story the wrong, and you because you say 1962 when my grandfather. I don't even get into that because that will be here forever. But I'm saying there was time when Rasta get beat and was called Black Heart Man. In 2025, are we still going to be having that conversation? Me, Gramps? No. When I did and see the process of, come on, have a rum tuna. We have a rum tuna. And then them say, but wait, how we Rasta doing a rum? But you drink Guinness and you drink NSC. So why not should we have our own brand on the backs of when sugarcane was being chopped by our ancestors? And now you have Ray and Nephew and Appleton, and those are not black-owned companies. They're not. Just a disclaimer,
Guinness,
right? They are not owned by no Rastas. They're not owned by inner city youths that come from nothing. Inner city youths that come from nothing work
Don't
there.
even think they're owned by Jamaicans.
But when are we going to have our own? When are we going to have a piece of the pie? Give me a piece of the pie so I can fix my road at St. Thomas. Give me a piece of the pie so I can build some hospital and fix it up at St. Thomas. Give me a piece of the pie so I can make education free for some youth who can find a lunch money or a book bag. Or the mother is uneducated and she not getting a breakfast because the baby father slapped her down last night. These are the things that needs to be fixed in our communities. Without that and financial power, nothing will be done. We'll be talking from generation to generation. And then you will have this perpetual cycle going on forever. And say, oh, we got church on Sunday here, we know. God I go bless you one day. God help those who help themselves. And I can tell you more. So for them to say, or if they want to say, because we're figuratively speaking, because we know we're people on the ground, right? So if we don't incorporate, like me and Protege was laughing, I said, Rasta incorporate. Like you see the Jews, they incorporate.
It's very funny you should mention that name, Gramps.
Yeah, we have to incorporate. When I didn't see one of my biggest mentors, Rowan Marley, like, and he probably doesn't even know this, but I've told him, I said, bro, you inspire me to see what they're able
Marley
to do.
business legacy alive.
And instead of learning from them, what we do? Oh, what the Marley are deal with? And our people continue to be teared down and we're in the same place. Me not in that. I want to make change now. I want to inspire. I want to lead the next generation to say, hey, you can do anything that you want to do. Anything is possible. Let's not get stuck on politics, and let's not get stuck on religion, and let's not get stuck on our favorite sports team. These things have to change. And if we don't do this change, we're going to stand by. Let's be clear. Certain people don't run left Jamaica.
True.
Certain people don't run left Jamaica. If you're doing well in Jamaica and you have a great business, you're not run left Gaffarin.
Nope.
You'll visit, buy 2 macaroni and cheese and 2 DVD and come back home.
Yeah.
But leave my business that's so prosperous? Are you mad? There are actually, some of them probably take out money and invest in different countries. So it's only the sector of people that are looking for a better way of life that can pay them children's school fee and have a decent home and have food to eat. You know, I've heard stories of man I eat flour and dumpling. We call it dumpling.
Yeah, dumpling.
Dumpling and butter. You know them life there?
No, thank God.
All right, and bully beef and white rice. Bully beef is
I know that. That's lovely.
It's lovely, but it's one of the worst nutritional meals that you can eat. And we don't do it because some of them yam it because it's delicious.
Yeah.
But if them could have get oxtail or fried chicken, them would have take it. And could have go to fish and buy fish. You know the price of fish? It's up there. Them could have buy 2 snapper and 2 parrot. He would or she would. But it's because the lack of finances. So people run off foreign because of many different things. One of it because they don't want to walk with 10 men behind them. And crime is so high. You can't go have an ice cream with your daughter. Suppose more get some tutti frutti. I mean, if I look there in my back because 2 men want tea, because them hungry. So poverty is one of the biggest crime that needs to be fixed in our country. And if that can the same man way him there for rob and steal. Him go to New York and get a job at Burger King and elevate himself, you know. I'm going to New York and go say, I'm going to hustle and hustle, whatever I'm hustle, and make himself better, you know. So it's not the man is the problem, it's the opportunity. It's not the people are the problem. Some of we have problems. Some of we have problems. But if there was more opportunity, a lot of things.
Just to follow up on the Rastafari question,
yes.
There's a time where Rastafari and even artists, they came off as, you know, fire and lightning, lava, if you will.
Yes.
And it connected with a lot of people here, but probably scared a lot of people overseas.
Absolutely.
Do you think that a change or evolution needed to happen so that, you know, things could happen, like we just talked about a while ago, opportunities and becoming more business savvy, and, you know, where people, the perception of Rastafari is them kind of, you know, and then burn this and then burn that, and how can we do business? Do you think that needed to change?
I think every faith goes through its phase. Remember there was a time when, after the crucifixion of Christ, they were killing and throwing followers of Christ
Christians
to lions. So that's pretty barbaric, isn't it? So I would say that the same way the evolution and the growth, let's not call it evolution, I don't want to use that word, but the growth of the Rastafarian community has gone through, when they say, when you see a Rasta man, his name's a black heart man, run from him. But the internal fire baptism, it will never change, and it must never change. But when in the beginning, it's like when, remember I say, me and my brother, I'm saying, you don't have to dread to be Rasta. There's a reason we sang that song. Let's review right here on The Fix. The issue was at the time, is that when we grew up, me I eat bully beef and white rice and oxtail and all of these things. So it wasn't a dietary thing. And I was a Rastafarian growing up in the 12th tribe of Israel, which is one of the Rastafarian organizations. So it wasn't our dietary thing that made us a Rasta. What makes you a Rasta is believing in the divinity of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie. Let me say that again. What makes you a Rasta is believing in the divinity of His Imperial Majesty. What is that? Number one, His Imperial Majesty was crowned defender of the faith. What faith are we talking about? Is it the Rasta faith? No, never existed before Haile Selassie. That faith is the Christian faith because he was crowned as defender of the faith. So if you see His Imperial Majesty, you have to see Christ. Other than that, it don't make no sense. That's number one. And the water baptism is so important when you go under the water. You know, when you get baptized, you have to make sure.
I don't know about that.
You have to make sure the fire baptism, well, maybe you had a fire baptism. Maybe there's a situation that you went through that made you get firm and make you get more militant. You may have lost somebody in your life. So there's a fire baptism that takes place in everyone's life. And that we cannot afford to die. So you can't expect me to, it's like this. Somebody will just come from a rough part of the world, right? And all of a sudden it becomes successful. Number one, let's bring it back to songwriting. I'm not going to write the same songs when I'm hungry and when I'm rich.
No.
Because my life is different.
Change,
So as a Rasta now, when we just cite His Majesty and I open now and I'm conscious about my food. I'm conscious about where I go. It's like me say a Rasta, I'm there at the heights. I'm sitting on nice strip clubs.
Strip club.
Right? You're going to say, but we are Rasta man, how are you doing this?
Exactly.
Correct? Okay. But if some point, me go home, I want to make love to my wife. You know, the same naked woman.
Yeah, for
so,
you.
But it's just a conscious, it's right. There's a consciousness that awakens and say, yo.
Just justify Rastas going to strip clubs?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that there's a certain expectation, right? And I'm saying to you that a lot of it is what I call it, is politics. It's like I see him Rasta man, I say, oh yeah, drink, or oh yeah, sell rum, or oh yeah, do this. And it's we see him one bun ganja. Rasta man love the most woman, but them want 3 and 4. Me have 30 brother and sister. They didn't get here by mistake, right? We see him when I burn ganja. We see him when I drink Guinness. Guinness is alcohol.
Yeah.
Roots is alcohol. So the games need to stop on the hypocrisy. That's what needs to stop, and let's just deal with progress. Let's deal with building our communities, educating our children, loving our women, and protecting them. Those are the things that build communities. Like, guess what? The Chinese don't have that problem. The Jews don't have that problem. The Indians don't have that problem. And some parts of Africa don't have that problem. Some parts. And I think once we start to reconnect and build that bridge in Africa, we're going to learn some of our traditions and say, but wait, a tradition I will get up and say, man and Miss Brown, even that gone out of Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yo, dad.
I don't say nothing at all.
I don't say nothing at all. And that used to be here in Jamaica 50, 60 years ago. It was strong. And the parent would correct the child and say, hey, boy, in a second. No, man, I say, yo, you diss my mother. I know, hey, boy, you're dead. No, you know, say good morning. Me tell Miss Brown. Say, you know, say the boy look a boy and a man ask, hey boy, you know, say morning to Miss Brown. That is what made Jamaica. And until we get back to those things, we will continue to suffer. Exclusive right here on The Fix.
I think we can pan a note, man. You know what I mean? Give thanks to the Gramps.
Hey, we have to part 2 to this.
Right?
I don't know, so that Africa. You know what I mean? I don't know, so it's always a pleasure talking to you. You know what I mean? Having you on our platform.
True.
I think people really enjoy the last
guys.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you guys.
Means a lot
for sharing our culture, for sharing our music. And that's why I demanded to my publicist contract, I said I need to talk to them superstar, because they are doing our country justice. Because no sit down in this room and don't realize, that's why I don't do it, but you don't realize how far it reaches. Now mind the subscribers. By the way, make sure you click and subscribe right now.
Thank you.
Please
Thank you, Gramps.
subscribe, because without you guys not subscribing, we can't continue.
No.
This is true.
Showing up. It took me some money to get here. I have to pay gas. It takes them money to keep on the light, and we want to spread our culture.
It's good that you are this guy. We are doing. They must say we are big money, so that's.
No, but
we try not to.
And let me
give them prompts.
Them do this out of the love. She could have sit down with her boyfriend. Them could have sit down with him wife here, him daughter, him son. They do this out of
watching
love.
Law and Order.
The man behind the camera with audio, they do it out of love. There's not an audience here. This is just the love for country and the love of our arts.
There you go. For real.
Thank you, Gramps. Thank you, Gramps.
Yes, man.
Where can the people follow you on the socials?
Oh, make sure to follow me. I am very interactive. At Gramps Morgan, or go for everything Gramps, just go to grampsmorgan.com. But I just opened a TikTok account. It's been open. I'm getting active on it, and I go see World Dog and some other people. And I'm like, this platform, you're different, man.
Different, man.
I mean, I say, me need some time with that
one. Or some time away.
Yeah. I even discovered this new artist with me, something old man something. And the man a DJ, and I discovered him through TikTok. Him said, with the brand new ladder. So you say, the man.
Well, you know more than us.
Yeah, all right.
I tell you, so I watch me, I feel learn, you know. That's what I love with certain executives. If you don't learn what the kids are into now, you're never going to grow. I'll sit down and say, let me change the thing. Learn and say, okay, this is a new platform. AI is coming. Okay, how are we going to use this AI to...
So we're going to adapt.
Because either way, change is coming. I tell people, remember one time that there was a lady and a man that said them all go up in a plane at the time, and they said they was gonna fly from Texas to New York. That was considered a dream one time.
Yeah.
They said that will never happen. And guess what?
It happened.
It's happening. So change is inevitable.
Yes.
And it's either you be a part of the change and learn and help to shape the future, or you're going to get left behind.
True.
There we go.
The world music, the Morgan Heritage album is also out there. Go and check it out. The Homeland features 21 songs, 11 artists from all over Africa. Fela Kute's grandson is on the album. Capleton, Alpha Blonde, Busy Signal, Baby Sham, Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Shatawale, formerly particularly known on the Lion King album that he did with Beyonce. Who else on the album? Rocky Duane from Ghana, Stonebwoy from Ghana, some artist, Eddie Kenzo from Uganda, Jay Chameleon from Uganda,
Just so the world upon it, Gramps.
Rafnan from Ethiopia. Just some amazing artists. Really check it out. It's a game changer. It's something different from Morgan. It's just not a reggae album. It's a world music album bridging with 1 and 2 reggae songs and just bringing Africa and Jamaica. Because for many years here, Rastaman I say repatriation. I mean, many of us are still here in Jamaica. Nobody not gone to Africa yet.
True.
No for them no visit. So we build this album to say, here it is. These are the possibilities. And this album will be here many, many, many years after us. So it is like a Bible, like the Bible is still here. I pray that the Homeland album by Morgan Heritage will inspire you to go and visit Kenya and see sisters that
I
look
want
like
to. I just don't have the money to. So soon.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk, man.
Fix in Africa.
Yeah, we have a lot to say, and you guys have I do believe you guys have a responsibility to display and show the culture and connect. You guys are connectors too.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember we had that the conversation last time and we took it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we did.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks. Gramps Morgan people to fix it. We that.